So I want to have a conversation with you guys about gaming content on YouTube and how pretty much gaming content is actually dead on YouTube, even though like you might see people post videos on gaming overall and stuff. And I want to kind of just go over my experience with doing game content for over a decade now. If you guys didn't know, I started doing YouTube in 2013, the first year, which was 2014, doing paintball videos. 2015, when I started taking YouTube seriously, I started doing a mobile game called Dragonvale. And I did that for practically a whole 10 years, and I transitioned out of it in 2020 to do like Apex Legends and other games like Clash of Clans. But gaming content on YouTube has practically died off. Now, the only way you are successful on YouTube from doing gaming content if you're already established in a niche. Now, for example, here we can use Tim the Tatman or Nick Merckx or any of them. They were doing Call of Duty for a long period of time. They found lots of success off Fortnite, but most of their viewers are from Call of Duty overall. Now, this can be said for anyone who has made it on YouTube. Usually they'll find their own target audience and then they'll just stay to it. However, if you play mobile games like me or just have done different stuff in the past, like Apex Mobile was a great example, where it's literally just Apex Legends on mobile, game crashes, it dies off, no one cares about it anymore. Same thing with Dragonvale. Dragonvale's got a niche community, it's very loyal and stuff, but of course, with a niche community, there's only so far you can actually take it on YouTube compared to like bigger games and stuff. But just gaming now is one of those things where it's like there's so many people trying to be the next like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, or maybe the next Fate of Apex or ACU or even something else, for example here. Everyone's trying to be the next big thing for gaming content, and with gaming nowadays, it's kind of oversaturated. At the same time, it isn't. All you really need to be successful on YouTube is have a good idea and a little bit of luck. I would say a little bit, but there's a lot of luck involved when it comes to just YouTube in general. You can make a YouTube channel, have a plan, know what to do, and go from there and just be successful. Like if I was to recommend anyone making a YouTube channel in 2024, I would say start off your videos focusing around something you want to do. Make tutorial videos first. Then once you kind of establish some viewers, then you can transition to more creative ideas. I did that with my tech channel. Like I don't even consider my gaming channel my main channel anymore. I consider my tech channel my main thing because I started doing tutorial videos on there and it started off. Then once I established an audience, I transitioned to the things I wanted to do, which was like PC building and stuff. Yeah, gaming content on YouTube is not particularly the best anymore. If you are wondering what is the meta to do on YouTube right now, is as I said earlier, start off with some tutorial videos, transition to some other things that you're interested in. But the big thing is really just drama, news, and especially YouTube Shorts. You would be surprised at how popular YouTube Shorts are here today on YouTube. Like at one point, YouTube wanted to focus on live streaming to be competitor to Twitch. However, they saw TikTok and see TikTok wasn't bringing that bread, the short form content, and they focused on that. So if you were to do YouTube Shorts, you would focus around a similar idea of tutorial, quick and pieces of information that you can share with other people, and that will do really well. Or you could use skits. Skits do really well on YouTube Shorts too, especially if you have creative ideas. Me personally, I'm not a comedian. I'm not good at comedy. That's my personal thoughts on the things. But yeah, the YouTube landscape has really transitioned from gaming, and especially since gaming hasn't been fun anymore. Like gaming content on YouTube's already dead. But then there hasn't been any really good games that have come out that have really kicked off like new communities. Like there are some new games that come out here and there, but the problem with it is some games that'll just be AAA games will come out a week later, they'll absolutely fall off or get canceled. Like Concord was one of the games that recently was made by Sony. They released it like a few weeks back, no advertisement or anything, and then they just cut it off. Apex Mobile was one of those games they introduced from EA. It was very good, very successful on YouTube if you started doing it, but of course they pulled the plug on it. There's a lot of games that are recently coming out and that are having the exact same situation to them. So it's making a lot of people not feel like they want to get too invested in a new game, and it doesn't really help afterward once a game actually gets established and stuff and they have people playing it. A few weeks go by and everyone announces it's a dead game. Now there isn't anything really technically called a dead game. Maybe a game that has dropped from like 1 million players concurrently off release to 100,000 considers a dead game, but at the same time too, I feel like that's just the player base kind of like finalizing what it's going to actually be. Like the finals could be a great example of this, where like it was one of those games that came out, competed with Apex and multiple other games. Everyone was into it, had millions of people playing it. All of a sudden, everyone calls the finals a dead game. So yeah, just some weird thing that's been happening with actually YouTube and that kind of stuff, and the whole like just general idea of gaming now has been not particularly in the best healthy mindset. Also, if I'm coughing, it's just because of the fact I had COVID. Yeah, I have a leftover cough. That's how it works with me when I get sick. So that's been fun. This is kind of my thoughts on gaming content here on YouTube. Now, I personally think there's no reason to make gaming content on YouTube anymore. Like me personally, I am literally debating what to do next with my YouTube channel. I'm either deciding to quit gaming overall and just quit this channel I'm doing YouTube videos on, or I think I'm gonna start transitioning into out of gaming and doing something completely different. I don't know if it'll be skits covering drama, because drama on YouTube seems to be like the most popular like thing to do, especially with like Moist Critical. We have pretty much everyone and their mother covering some form of drama, but this is how they do it. They don't really talk about the drama and give their opinions on it. They kind of just agree with the majority. So like Moist Critical had a video recently where he was talking about something with what's his name, Sneeko. Long story short, he messed up. He did a video reacting to his thing, pointing out his mistakes. But personally, all the stuff Moist Critical does isn't really him giving his opinions on something. He's just kind of agreeing with the majority, so that way he gets a majority of viewers from it as a by-proxy. So that doesn't mean I have like nothing to hate the Moist Critical or any of like the commentary people at all. This is kind of me just saying, this is how they do their formula, and this is how it works. Here's the information for you guys. And I just kind of want to share that information with you, because me personally, I might drop into commentary or reaction content or just something, because like reaction content on YouTube is super popular too, because you just react to a video that's popular, make your own title and thumbnail, slightly different than the original, and it's kind of bottom of the barrel, but if it brings in 1 million views, what's the difference? The same thing with commentary or like drama channels where they do this kind of stuff. They're gonna just go with the majority, and it's just successful, and a lot of people are doing this. So like, I don't know, man. If I do one of those channels, I'll probably give my own like 2 cents in the stuff more often than most people. But at the same time too, you gotta be careful, because if you say one thing gets out of hand, you can get canceled for it. Even though you might say like one thing or something slightly different than the rest, people will take that information and think you mean something else and completely run with it. So yeah, there's a lot of misinformation too on YouTube. It's actually crazy how much that is going around. Like, you think with the more internet we have and the more information that gets out there, there'd be less what's it called, rumors and all that jazz. But no, people always find a way to take some story and spin it however they want just for views. And that's a very interesting of the YouTube landscape today. So this is kind of just my thoughts on like YouTube gaming. Do I think gaming in 2024 and 2025 is viable for new YouTube creators? No. I'm gonna be honest, like you could probably do content on a game, and if you love it, go for it. But of course, I would recommend just not doing gaming in general. Seeing what's working on YouTube and doing your own thing is kind of like the best thing you can do right now, and that's not related to gaming. That doesn't mean you can't find success. I just think it's going to be 100 times harder or 1,000 times harder than normally just doing something else. Like, you could literally do videos on what's it called, drama, and do that for a year, and then do YouTube gaming for a year, just gaming in general, and you'd have more success just talking about drama with your 2 cents here and there, with maybe like disagreeing with the majority, and you'd be more successful in the long run. And that's kind of like the thing with YouTube now. I don't know, it's just kind of me going over my thought process in the current YouTube landscape. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. If you don't mind me, I'm going to try to figure out my next video.